What are your thoughts now, Rolo?
Well, I mean, it's Elon Musk, so we have to take that into account. Okay,
Yeah.
First off, the guy is, I mean, he admits it himself. He's got Asperger's syndrome. He is on the spectrum. Does that, I mean, take anything away from what he's saying? I don't think so, but that's why my first, and by the way, my first impression of this is probably pretty much what everybody else's first impression was he high? Was he smoking weed with Joe Rogan again before he came on this show? Right? Was he in his right mind? I think what's funny is, like, for him to say something like that, for anyone to say something like that, they'd have to be insane, right? But he's not insane. And I would also say that his delivery of this right there is also meant to provoke. It's meant to
calculated.
Yeah, it's calculated. So, like, he knew what he was going to say before he went up there. I think he's crazy, but he's crazy like a fox, right? Everything is by design. And I think going in there and, the shock value of fuck you, fuck off, like drop.
Hi, Bob. Yeah. Hi, Bob.
On a show like that. Yeah, it's right. Yeah. Following a Bob Iger. Especially that, because Bob Iger is there trying to soft sell wokeism and trying to explain away why it is that they keep producing shit like the Marvels or like Captain Marvel or She-Hulk or whatever. Name the next the next project. Oh, by the way, I threw this out there recently. I had I happen to be a big fan of the Alien franchise, right? Apparently, well, of course, since Disney picked up Fox Entertainment, they also have rights to the Alien franchise now, and they're going to be doing like I want to say it's probably going to be on Disney of all places, but they're going to be doing a quote unquote Alien series of some sorts, and they haven't released anything about the plot or the characters or anything like that. They just showed you who the actors were going to be. And so I just based on the picture of the actors, I was being like a prick about it, but I was like, who do you think, judging from all these pictures here, you don't know what the roles are, you don't know what the plot is, you just know that these are the actors that are going to be involved in this new Alien series that's coming out through Disney, really, but Fox Disney.
Sure.
And I said, based on the pictures here, who is going to be the main character, the main character? Who's going to be the unnecessarily homosexual character that does nothing for the plot? It's just thrown in there because we got to pander to the. And then who is going to be the stereotypical villain / Judas, betrayer in this? And of course, you could look at the pictures of the actors. You can go, okay, the short-haired black woman who looks very masculinized, probably going to be the new Ripley. The love interests will probably be like the black dude and the ginger girl that's in the thing, and then there's the one white guy in the entire thing, and he's probably going to end up being like the villain or like the android that sells them out.
Corporate betrayer.
Yeah, the corporate thing. And just from looking at that, and I hate it that it's like that because it might be completely different, but I doubt it. Just looking at the choice of the casting for that show. And that's just simply what we have to look at. I wanted to do that before it came out because all the production halted because of the writer's strike. And now that the writer's strike is done, they're back into production again. That's why I got the notice for it, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at this. I have no idea who these actors are. They're completely like no-name actors as far as I know. And I looked at them and I looked at the just judging from the headshots of the actors that are all like sort of lined up together. I was like, okay, who's going to be the tough bitch detective chick who, can take on any guy. And each one of these characters fits into this archetype. And that archetype is so played out right now that they don't know anything different. And so it's either one of two things. They don't have anyone who has the balls to write a different character or write a different plot or write some sort of, it's basically the same theme. It's just this is with an alien in it, and this is with the tough detective, and this is the one where they're in Fallujah, and this is the one it's the same cast of characters, just reheated and spiced to whatever the theme of the here's a period piece, right? And so as long as they get that message out, and it's this constant bombardment of this folksy message, and it's boring, and you want to know why, like the Marvels failed and everything else has failed pretty much ever since Avengers Endgame,
because nobody likes it.
Yeah, it's the same movie over and over and over again. And so you got Bob Iger trying to like sort of soft sell this and backpedal it and try to tell you, oh, this is why it's really we're really not losing money, but we're losing money. And it's like, no, it's because of the shit content, Bob. But He doesn't see that. And the problem is Disney can afford to lose that money. And I made this, I'll end here. I made this observation when Captain Marvel first came out. I think it was 2018 or 2019 when Captain Marvel, when it was Brie Larson and, Samuel Jackson. That movie was launched on International Women's Day in March. I want to say March 8th of like 2018, 2019, specifically because that was the underlying message for that movie, which is intersectional feminism. That's what it was about. And, and we're going to put it in a superhero costume and you're going to eat it and you're going to like it. And that was actually the first real flop that Marvel Studios had, was because of that. And you know what? I said this then and I'll say this now, is they don't care. They don't care about losing the money because it's money spent to promote an agenda. It's money spent. So people say, well, they wouldn't produce a movie that they were intentionally trying to lose money on. Yes, they fucking would. Go look at Ahsoka in the Star Wars series. Look at any of the new Star Wars shit. There's with a few rare exceptions. Like, look at any of that new stuff. And they will
capital provided by
lose money to promote a message. Yes, they will.
Yeah. Here's this corporation. For example, on the Marvel, the money comes from International Monetary Fund. They have ESG scores, and by the way, there's something called the Bechtel score they have to match in order to qualify. So it's not really their money; it is eventually by the shareholders, but.
That's what Elon's doing. His calculated choice, Thor. Yep. He's making the choice that this is going to lose so much money that he's making a bet that his way will be better. Yeah. Fun fact on this: if you look at this, you guys basically just describe Elon, but from the ideological other point. They don't care about losing money. Didn't he just tell everybody to go F your advertising money?
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing, and that's why this new Elon Musk is diehard for Gen Z. He's John McClane. He's that cowboy. He shoots straight and he says what he wants. He's in here, and all these fancy Europeans with their fancy European values and those corrupt cops that don't know what they're doing. That's like Con Inc. Your Ben Shapiro's and that like they're bobbleheading around like Keystone Cops. Yeah. And no, he's going to walk in there and take Nakatomi Plower and win back his ex-wife, and everybody's loving it.
Oh, good analogy. And it's a bigger story than that too. Even his other things.
Yeah, there's tons of whole things, but that's what I find it interesting, even though it seems like a bit theatrical to me that he's willing to bet $44 billion on this financial turnaround, that this woke stuff will lose so much money that people are greedier than they are woke.
That's a big jar of no fucks to give.
That's his whole personality switch over. He's literally John McClane. Fucking California, man.